Yo, guess what? The new Dark Magician support is now live in the OCG, which means we're getting closer and closer to the new support arriving in the TCG. I can't deny it's been exciting to look to the future for this long overdue support. But let us not forget our deep-rooted history and the fun playstyle we had as kids, thinking we were the pharaoh on the playground summoning the gods of Egypt and playing all those broken cards back then. That's why I made Dark Magician my deck master for Domain format. An unofficial format that requires you to play a 60 card deck, banned cards, and OG staples. But the kicker is that they are all at one. It is my understanding that the Domain format has been out for about a year or so now. But with this format comes new strategies and ways to play this game, with Dark Magician, the Magician of Black Magic, being my deck master. The monster cards in my deck are confined to be darks, spellcasters, and monsters that mention Dark Magician. You can use any spells and traps you want and are not confined to the specifics like your monster. But since it's Dark Magician, the Magician of Black Magic, we can use Shining Sarcophagus and some of its staples. I must say, it feels damn good resolving a Pot of Greed in 2025. You're also allowed to play any Divine Beast in any deck, no matter the deck master. So of course, we're playing all three, just like Yugi post-Battle City. Domain format is not just you versus one opponent, or two. It's three. A four-way free-for-all, fighting to win their pod. Will Dark Magician be able to stand up against a four-way free-for-all duel? I believe so. After all, Yugi did. With that being said, I will jump into the profile. Hey guys, here's the Domain deck profile for you guys, and to switch it up, we're going to start with the extra deck, I think. So, for the extra deck, we have Verte. Very excited to finally be able to use this card. Chaos Angel, Typhon, another banned card that I'm playing, which I think I'm only playing 3 or 4 at the moment, is going to be number 89. We have SP, Relinquished, Topologic Bomber, Master Chaos, the Dark Magicians, a big hitter right here, Quintet Magician, Dragon Knight, and of course, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. That is it for the extra deck as of now. This is still pretty much a work in progress, but with that being said, we'll go ahead and jump into the main 60 card deck. If you follow along, you'll count 59. I am waiting on one card, and I'll tell you right now that card is Soul Charge. So, into the deck profile. For the main man himself, Dark Magician. With Dark Magician comes Red Eyes. And the few Dark Magician cards that we're playing are Illusion, Rod, Souls, as well as a couple of others to help complement the deck, because don't forget, everything is at 1. Some of the off cards are going to be cards like Dark Eradicator Warlock, Dark Magician of Chaos, and my favorite, Sorcerer of Dark Magic. I am praying we play a Labyrinth player, that way I can summon this card. We're also playing the 2 Mahads, and we can't play a Turbo Dragoon, Turbo if you will, without Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon. For the Shining Sark cards, we're just running a couple. We have Gandora, Archfiend, and then 2 staples to help get Dark Magician Girl out are 2 of the berry cards. As mentioned earlier, this deck allows you to play all Divine Beasts. This is my favorite art. Let me know what you guys' favorite art is, please. And with that, we are also playing all 5 pieces of the Forbidden One, Exodia. That would be really funny. I'm thinking already now we're gonna, summon the left leg and win a game. I can't wait. Sangam, and then a couple of hand traps are some of the Bestials and Droll. And that is it, guys, for the monsters. Let me move these out of the way for us. And then I'll move on to the spells. So for the spells, we are running Red Eyes Fusion and Insight, of course. Some of the fusion cards, more fusion cards that we're playing. Some of the Dark Magician ones specifically. Soul Servant. 3 Shining Sarcophagus spell cards, Shining Sarcophagus included. My favorite card at the moment, spell card Monster Reborn, which In fact, we're playing 2 of these technically. A fun techie card, Demise of the Land. We have Fusion Deployment, Called by, Eclipse, Spellbound. There's that second Monster Reborn. Another card I'm super anticipating is Pot of Greed, guys. Feels so damn good to resolve a Pot of Greed. Defusion. No one's going to see this coming, and I can't wait. Some board wipes, some hand resource wipes, some defense, and then for when people get out of hand and get crazy, Imperm, Evenly, and Dark Renewal. Like I said, guys, that's it for the deck profile. Waiting on one more card, and thanks. With 32 monsters in the main deck, that leaves 28 spots for spells and traps. The goal with this deck is to get a Dragoon on board fast, hopefully summon one of the gods, and possibly, with the heart of the cards, draw all 5 pieces of Exodia. The deck monsters will utilize cards like Berry Magician Girl and Shining Sark DMG to start the Shining Sark lines. In theory, we should be able to build up a board with Dark Magician of Chaos and rank 8 plays, or we will simply link into Verte and make a full powered Dragoon. I anticipate this being a much slower pace for the game than we're all used to, so the chances of tribute summoning seem pretty high. That's when you can play cards like Dark Eradicator Warlock or even Sorcerer of Dark Magic. As far as hand traps go, I don't want or expect this format to need a lot of staples for hand traps, if you will. So the few we are playing are some of the Bestials, 1 copy of Droll, and 1 copy of Imperm. Some fun tech spell and trap cards are ones like Spell Card Monster Reborn, which in my opinion is just a better called by, Storming Mirror Force for board wipe, Drop Off for some advantage for cards in hand, and Diffusion for when someone gets too far ahead of us. With my deck assembled and some slight playtesting out of the way, I want to talk about what this format can do for us as a whole in the Dark Magician community. Not only does this provide a fresh new playstyle for everyone, but it significantly increases the ways you can build and execute Dark Magician. The challenge comes in selecting the best one-ofs for the main deck. The ceiling has been raised in the ability to use ban cards to play a 60-card deck. The only thing holding this deck back, or any deck, is the creativity, which is nothing short in the Dark Magician community. So you might be wondering, well, how does Dark Magician perform well in this format? Well, as mentioned earlier, this is a much slower paced format for the gameplay. The inboards are slow to build because it's not just you versus an opponent. You can build secret alliances and even protect your enemies with the other players. With all cards being at 1, you have to make sure you use your cards to their best abilities. Forcing the pace of the game to slow down will make Dark Magician combos expand because your opponent will either decide to stop or risk a snowball effect of building an inboard over multiple turns, if they have the cards and the resources to do so. Something else I want to mention is I think this format will speak to a lot of players who might not have gotten to experience certain errors or cards, like myself. Specific cards I missed out on were cards like Verte Anaconda. Being able to go into Verte and dump Ref, DM, and Red Eyes for a full power Dragoon was something I only ever heard about in Legends. Now we have a chance to do it in real life. Another card, even though I'm not going to be playing it in this build, is Max C. A card everyone knows, but another card I never got to experience. That's the beauty of this format. Older players can relive some of the best cards ever made in the game, while newer ones, like myself, get a chance to experience them for the first time. Think of it like this. You and 3 of your best friends get to relive Battle City, arguably one of the best arcs in the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime. I myself picture myself as the Pharaoh, as we all do playing Dark Magician, and that's why this build in particular I think will be my best, if not one of the best, rogue decks for, some would say, a rogue format. Domain. I don't think Domain gets as much light shined on it as it deserves. Granted, I'm saying all this without ever playing a single match, but I have to give it up to my locals for coming up with the idea for everyone to play Domain at one night for our locals, which will be this upcoming week as of this video's release. So, if you haven't tried Domain format, I highly recommend it. If you don't know what Domain format is, I hope I explained it well enough in this video. If not, perhaps we could all jump on the Discord and try it ourselves. I hope you all have enjoyed this video of my preparations for Domain format at locals. The first one will be held this weekend, and I can't wait to update you all. Maybe, just maybe, we can play on the Dark Magician Discord sometime. Until then, thanks again guys, and as always, I hope you all have a great day.